across the nation say enough is enough. The March for Our Lives rallies were held across all parts of the country, including right here in Las Vegas. 13 Action News reporter Austin Carter shows us how the students right here in the Valley made a statement. Austin.
Tom, from Washington, D.C. to Los Angeles, folks marched, chanted, and held up signs fighting for stricter gun control laws. And folks right here in the Valley doing the same this morning. Marching through the streets of Las Vegas.
No more silence!
And gun violence!
And calling for change.
People!
Power!
Folks joining forces with a national movement, the March of Our Lives, to end gun violence.
I can't imagine burying one of my children or my grandchildren. It's heartbreaking.
The march bringing out thousands of locals to downtown Saturday morning who say enough is enough.
The gun violence has to stop, the mass shootings.
March for Our Lives was created by the organization #NeverAgain, a group of students who survived the mass shooting at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida.
We need sensible gun legislation. We're not out to take anybody's guns. We're just out to keep our kids safe.
And now people from all walks of life are calling on lawmakers to address gun violence.
It's so good to see so many people that are in support of this and hoping for change.
And that change, something these marchers say will come when we all stand together.
They say a little child will lead them, and this is the perfect example of it today.
Now another march is on the drawing board for April 20th. That's on the 19th anniversary of the Columbine High School shooting. In studio, Austin Carter, 13 Action News.
Sibling March for Our Lives rallies happened across the nation. Students from Stoneman Douglas High School marched to the U.S. Capitol, making a passionate plea for an end to gun violence. Florida student Emma Gonzalez read the names of her classmates who were killed in the Valentine's Day shooting. The focus of today's marches went beyond the classroom with calls to protect kids in their communities.
Gun violence is more than just a Chicago problem or a Parkland problem, but it's an American problem.
ABC News reports that it's unlikely that Congress will take up any gun legislation this year. Many question if this student-led movement can keep up its momentum and what that will mean for the midterm elections and beyond. And if you'd like to take a look at some photos from today's March for Our Lives events, just head to our website at ktnv.com. Well, it is definitely a windy day across the valley. Gusts have reached at least 25 miles per hour. And if you need some proof, check this out. Let's see if we can pull up that picture there. This was on my way to work today. I saw a giant tumbleweed going right in front of my car. It kind of freaked me out, Carla. I'd never seen anything like that before. It was so big, it was just picking up trash.
Yeah, definitely if you're not from the desert, that can be a little bit daunting, and that was a really big tumbleweed. And certainly it looks like a nice day. Temperature-wise, not too bad. But again, we do have the gusts going on out there even as we speak. 35-mile-per-hour gusts in Boulder City. Nellis Air Force Base, the strongest here in the valley, and that is where we've seen the strongest gusts this afternoon at 40 miles per hour. There are your sustained wind speeds. You can see 25-mile-per-hour winds sustained at Sunrise Manor, Anthem 23 miles per hour in Boulder City, close to 30. This is what the rest of the afternoon and evening looks like. You can see for the next several hours and even into the late night, we're still going to be dealing with breezy to windy conditions and gusts possible between 35 and maybe 40 miles per hour. So I'll tell you how much longer this wind is going to last and how much cooler it will be in your neighborhood tomorrow in your 13 First Alert forecast.
All right, thanks, Carla. The family of a 9-year-old boy hit and killed after school is in shock. 13 Action News spoke to the victim's mother, who says her 2 other children were with him when the tragedy happened. The boy was hit by a black SUV near Silverado Ranch and Maryland Parkway near Silvestri Junior High School. First responders had to lift the vehicle to remove the boy. He was rushed to the hospital where he later died. Police say the female driver who had a child with her was not impaired or speeding when she tried to make a right turn. Parents say they often see distracted drivers near that intersection.
We need to slow down, look around. I know we all want to get somewhere. We need to get somewhere fast, but there's kids everywhere.
Police say the driver is cooperating in the investigation. Henderson police are increasing patrols next week at intersections and crosswalks because of spring break. They're expecting more people on the roads, and they're looking for drivers who aren't paying attention. Officers are reminding drivers and pedestrians to be aware of their surroundings. New information tonight, a Reno student is no longer suspended after cursing in a call to his congressman's office. Noah Christensen called Congressman Mark Almaday's office expressing his concerns over gun violence, and the congressman's office called the school who suspended him. The ACLU got involved, saying the school district violated his right to free speech. And yesterday, the Washoe County School District said they would wipe his 2-day suspension from his record. They wanted to avoid the potential costs of a lawsuit with the ACLU. A Kansas City water park and its operator are charged with involuntary manslaughter in connection to a 10-year-old's death. You'll remember back in 2016, Caleb Schwab died from a neck injury while riding the world's tallest water ride at the Schlitterbahn. Investigators say Caleb was somehow decapitated on the ride. It was closed indefinitely after his death. Angry protests continue in Sacramento after the shooting of an unarmed black man in his grandmother's backyard. The crowd blocking streets and bridges and in some cases clashing with drivers. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez has the latest in Sacramento.
An impassioned vigil,
we got to stand together,
clashes with police,
love for us,
and unfiltered emotion. Stephon Clark's brother confronting officers on the streets of Sacramento.
That was my brother. 20 times.
Days after body camera video captured officers shooting the unarmed young father 20 times.
Show me your hands, gun!
Killing him in his grandmother's backyard.
No justice! No peace!
Demonstrators for a second day shutting down streets.
What's going on here? We want answers. We're not going nowhere until we get the answers.
Answers the police chief says they are working to get.
Our main focus is to gather all the facts.
Reviewing aerial video they believe shows Clark on the run after reports of car vandalisms in the area and these dramatic body cam videos. Also questioning the 2 officers, one white, one African American, who are now on administrative leave about why they thought Clark had a gun when all that was found at the scene was this cell phone. ABC senior legal correspondent Sunny Hostin telling Dan her perspective on the case.
What the law provides, Dan, is it doesn't have to be an actual threat. It doesn't have to be an actual gun. It only has to be that the police officer perceives the threat. I can't imagine that even an external investigation is going to determine that this shooting was unjustified.
But police here say it is far too early to make any determination, explaining the investigation will likely take at least a couple of months. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Sacramento.
Looking ahead tonight, the Strip will go dark to recognize Earth Hour. It's the world's largest global movement for climate change. At 8:30 tonight, many properties will turn off their lights to illuminate or support the cause. And Easter comes early to the Valley. Dozens of kids and families celebrated the annual Bunny Hop today at Tivoli Village. There was a big Easter egg hunt, and the Easter Bunny was also there for all the fun. And if you're looking for Easter-related events in the Valley, we have a full list for you. Just look for it on our website at ktnv.com. Car trouble can be a pain, and it can happen at the most inconvenient time. However, we'll take a look at the gadgets that will help ease your stress and hopefully save you some money. Also, a consumer alert, a brand of smoke alarms are recalled. What you need to do to protect yourself. And count on Chopper 13 to bring you breaking news fast and first. We'll be right back. Welcome back. The president and his wife Melania are in Mar-a-Lago tonight. Many people closely watching the first couple ahead of tomorrow's 60 Minutes interview with Stormy Daniels, breaking her silence about her alleged affair with the president more than a decade ago. Here's Daria Albinger with the latest.
President Trump acknowledged the nationwide gun control rallies just hours before thousands of students descend on the White House, tweeting that he's banning bump stocks, devices like the ones used in the Vegas massacre that can turn semi-automatic rifles into machine guns. Trump initially suggested sweeping gun control after the deadly shooting in Parkland, like raising the purchasing age and confiscating guns from criminals.
We have to keep the guns out of the hands of those that pose the threat.
But after a meeting with the NRA, those proposals went nowhere.
The NRA doesn't back any ban.
The newest regulation was swiftly attacked by the right. Many are still reeling over the budget-busting spending bill Trump approved on Friday. Initially, the president threatened to veto the bill that his staff 1 day earlier told Congress to support.
Is the president going to sign the bill? The answer is yes. Why? Because it funds his priorities.
The $1.3 trillion bill allots just $1.6 billion for a wall along the Mexican border, or 33 miles of fencing. President Trump, who asked for $25 billion, fumed that it wasn't enough.
I will never sign another bill like this again. I'm not going to do it again.
Less than 12 hours before a government shutdown, House Speaker Paul Ryan called the president, and then Secretary of Defense General Mattis successfully made the case that it was good for the troops. But then in a late-night move, Trump announced a more narrow ban on transgender service members. The new policy bans troops who require surgery or medical treatment. That policy is still subject to court order against the original blanketed ban against transgender troops.
Bank of America agrees to pay a $42 million fine for admitting to intentionally misleading investors about where trades took place. Authorities say the bank reprogrammed its electronic trading system to automatically doctor trade confirmation messages. Only institutional investors were the victims of that practice. The size of the ice in the Arctic Sea is extremely low for the 4th year in a row. The northern Arctic sea ice grows and shrinks depending on the season, but NASA says the ice cover reached its maximum size for the year last week. Scientists say low Arctic sea ice usually affects climate and ocean circulation around the world. It can also hurt animals and plants that depend on the ice, as well as change shipping routes. Well, there's a competition for everything. Thousands watch fireworks for the 9th Philippine International Pyro Musical Competition. Pyrotechnic experts from all over the world showcased their talents. The grand winners were from Germany and the United Kingdom. The Philippines didn't compete, but performed a fireworks exhibition.
Well, there are the top numbers from this afternoon. Again, the big winner, if you will, Nellis Air Force Base, 40-mile-per-hour gusts this afternoon. Boulder City and the Southern Highlands not too far behind, in Henderson and Las Vegas, both at 35-mile-per-hour gusts so far this evening. I think they'll continue along similar lines for the rest of the evening, coming down a bit for tomorrow. There's our wind maker, big system. Take a look at how clear this counterclockwise rotation is. And this is going to take its sweet time passing through the area, although most of the energy will be staying to our north before it dives a little bit to the southeast. So wind speeds right now still quite strong, 25-mile-per-hour sustained at Nellis Air Force Base, 23 in Henderson and 28 in Boulder City. There's a 6 o'clock looking very, very similar, still strongest in southern portions of the valley. There's 8 o'clock. You can see coming down just a little bit. We're going to see them come down after about the 7 o'clock hour, but we're still going to be upper and breezy, low and windy. You can see the numbers there at 10 o'clock. And then as we head into Sunday morning, there is 8 o'clock. We're still seeing breezy to windy conditions. So we're going to see similar numbers, minus about 5, maybe 7 miles per hour. There's lunchtime. You can see they do start to come down, especially for northern portions of the valley. We're still seeing windy conditions in Henderson and Boulder City at that time. There's the 4 o'clock hour looking better. Everything sort of easing off. And then as we head into later in the day on Sunday, we continue in that breezy category before on Monday we see the winds pick up a little bit more. So tomorrow we're seeing peak gusts to about 30 miles per hour. Again, that's upper end of the breezy category. And then we're low and windy on both Monday and Tuesday with peak gusts right around 35 miles per hour. By Wednesday, we're down to 20. This is when high pressure is going to start to build in. And let me tell you, we have some very warm numbers ahead on your 7-day planner. And unfortunately, our allergy forecast sort of matches the wind gusts. You can see it's going to remain quite high over the next couple of days, clear through Wednesday as the warmth makes its way in. We're close to 70 degrees. Again, temperature-wise, we're doing quite nice, but as far as the winds are concerned, still quite strong, particularly there in Henderson. So for tomorrow, temperatures are coming down. The system is currently dragging that cooler air into the area. Aliante, 64 degrees, and mid-60s is sort of the theme around the valley. You can see Nella, Sunrise Manor, both at 64 degrees. As we head to the southwest, we do have a couple of low 60s peppered in. You can see Rhodes Ranch at 62 degrees. Green Valley, one of the warmer areas, at 65. The Southern Highlands at 64. And pushing farther to the east, you can see Lake Mead at 66. But it will not be a good day for boating. The winds will be quite blustery in that neck of the woods. There's your 13 First Alert 7-day planner. We'll continue with below average temperatures over the next couple of days. Low and windy on Monday and Tuesday. But then take a look at these numbers. High pressure rolling in. And I'm just going to move out of the way here so you can see these 80s behind me. Friday, Saturday, both around the 80-degree mark. Yes, we may pick up some breezes on Saturday, but hey, with temperatures in the 80s, we don't mind the breeze so much. Back to you.
Hey, we'll take it. Thanks, Carla. 13 Action News is teaming up with Nevada Job Connect to let you know about employment opportunities around the valley. There's an opening for a shift manager with at least 6 months of related experience. The pay is $9 an hour. Also, an opening for a commercial driver. You must have a valid Class A CDL license and at least 2 years of experience. Pay is $21 an hour. And an opening for a plumber with at least a year of experience. For more information on these and other jobs around the valley, just look at ktnv.com/jobs. A consumer alert to tell you about: almost 500,000 smoke alarms are recalled because they might fail. The affected units have manufacture dates between September 2016 and October 2017. The safety device brand Kidde says they were sold in the U.S. and Canada at Walmart, Amazon, and Home Depot. Kidde recommends looking through the opening on the side for a yellow cap. It'll prevent smoke from reaching sensors and activating the alarm. If no cap is present, the alarm can safely be reinstalled. Well, most of us have been there. You hear a funny noise coming from your car, or the engine just starts smoking, or you just break down completely on the side of the road. Scripps reporter Annie Taylor has been looking for some easy and inexpensive ways to take the worry out of a bad situation, saving you time and money and giving you peace of mind.
Car trouble is the worst, and it mostly happens at the most inopportune time. And if you're like me, you're probably not car savvy. That is why you should have one of these devices in your car at all times. You plug it in and it tells you what your check engine light is indicating.
With those type of pieces of equipment, what they do is they tap into the onboard computer system of the vehicle and they retrieve what are a series of stored trouble codes or fault codes.
Mechanic Dave Guthrie says this device can be beneficial when it comes to troubleshooting the problem, saving you both money and time.
For example, if the fault code pertains or points to a faulty gas cap, it's probably less likely you're going to get stuck or have to worry about, stopping your day-to-day and get it looked at immediately.
The next device to always have in your car is a portable battery. How it works is you take the jumper cables, you place them on the terminal, and then you press this green button. Once that's done, you turn the car on, and voila, you just jump started your car in 90 seconds.
So those tools can be very beneficial, especially to the consumer. Quite frankly, a vehicle can have upwards of, a million moving parts, so that's a lot of potential things that can go wrong.
Car trouble or not, Dave Guthrie says that you should take your car into the mechanic at least twice a year.
A heartwarming outcome for a teen Star Wars fan. After weeks of waiting if he'll receive a new heart, his doctor surprises him with a huge announcement dressed as his favorite character. Plus, a high school senior's service project focuses on a period in his life that meant the most to him. Find out why he donated rocking chairs to a hospital. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Almost 18 years later, a teenager gives back to the hospital that saved his life. He donated rocking chairs. Zach Cicero was born premature at St. Joseph's Hospital in Chicago. He spent 3.5 months in the NICU. His mom spent many hours in a rocking chair with him, singing or reading books to him. So for his service project, Zach and his friends put together 4 new rocking chairs to donate to the hospital.
You don't really expect it. It's not something you could prepare yourself for. One of the best moments of my life, I can tell you that.
Zach's 18th birthday is tomorrow. He'll graduate high school this year, and he's working towards becoming an Eagle Scout. He'll then start school at Concordia University in Chicago in the fall. A diehard Star Wars fan got the best news of his life from Chewbacca. His doctor promised he would dress up as the character when they found him a heart transplant. ABC's Mallory Gillikin shares this heartwarming story.
Alston Eggleston knows that a visit from Chewbacca means only one thing.
Do we seriously have a heart?
That's Alston's cardiologist, Dr. Philip Thrush, in the Star Wars costume. He had promised Alston that when a donor heart became available, Chewbacca would be the one to tell him.
This moment is huge for these kids, and if I can make it perfect for them, why wouldn't I?
It's a chance at life for him. It's a chance that we've been waiting for so long.
Austin was admitted to Lurie Children's Hospital and listed as a candidate for a heart transplant back in November. While he waited, he looked out for the other young patients.
He made it his business to make sure he knew who was here, what was going on with them, reach out to families and try and make sure that if there's anything he could do, he was like a little mayor.
Dr. Thrush showed off his impressive vocal skills again today as he paid another visit to Austin, who gave us the thumbs up after his successful surgery.
A popular water park opens up in the valley. Cowabunga Bay says its pools are heated Find out when you can take the family. And don't forget to download the all-new 13 Action News app. It features live streaming, video on demand, and a handy weather radar. It's free in the App Store and in Google Play. Now, here's a preview of World News Tonight.
Breaking news, massive rallies from coast to coast, hundreds of thousands demanding tougher gun laws. Also, the hospital shooting, the tense moments when police confront an armed patient, and school bus scares, incredible video, and what the drivers did right. Tonight's primetime lineup right here on ABC at 8, the movie Over the Hedge, 10/2020, and stay with us for 13 Action News at 11.
All right, there's your 13 First Alert 7-day planner. Below average temperatures for the next several days, along with breezy to windy conditions. The windies that you see on there Monday, Tuesday are low end of the windy category. And then you can see very clearly the day that high pressure really just takes over the forecast, because we'll be in the mid and upper 70s Wednesday, Thursday, and then a couple of 80s late in the week.
80s is about pool season, and the Cowabunga Bay Water Park is now open for the season. The pools in the Lazy River are going to be heated. It's located near Galleria and Gibson and Henderson. The park is open daily from 11 to 5, then opens for weekends in April. It's about time, Carla.
I know, yeah, we've been running a little bit cool, but we'll get there really soon.
I know, 80s, I mean, it's been so weird not having the pools open yet. It's supposed to be pool season by now, but
I know, it's Vegas, right?
I know, but it's coming. All right, well, that's our news for now. Stay with us for world news up next, and we're always on at ktnv.com, our mobile app, Roku channel, and the latest version of Apple TV. We'll be back here in half an hour for 13 Action News live at 6. Thanks for watching, everybody.